Next nominee is Engineer Michael S. Kamau. How do you do, Engineer?
May be required for the due discharge of my duties as Cabinet Secretary, and that I will perform the functions of my office conscientiously and to the best of my ability.
After thorough vetting by the Parliamentary Appointment Committee, Engineer Michael S.M. Kamau officially became Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for one of the most powerful and core ministries in the country, Transport and Infrastructure. A holder of Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering from the University of Nairobi, a Masters of Science in Engineering from the University of Newcastle upon Tyne, United Kingdom, is promising effectiveness in the new ministry, which he has been part of for the last 10 years as a permanent secretary.
It was a very welcome move that the Minister of Roads and Transport were combined. In essence, roads should always have been in transport. We are not planning in roads. The planning had been done a long time ago. The bypasses were planned in 1972. So we just came up with a policy of implement. We'd rather make mistakes while implementing rather than sit down and try and perfect plans. So that is the simple difference between us. What was there, the difference between us and other players in the sector or in government.
Engineer Michael Kamau has been in civil service since 1981. Having served in the Ministry of Roads for many years as a PS, Kenyans wonder what will he do differently or better as a cabinet secretary that he could not do as a PS.
Road safety is one. Bring down the death of, from 3,000 to a number that will gradually reduce by putting in measures that are sustainable. We are not going to do anything that is not sustainable. It's got to be sustainable. If it is enforcement of a particular traffic rule, we know that there is no stopping.
Kamau says with the devolution in place, developing the national road network will see speedy movement of goods and services from one county to another, as promised by the Jubilee government.
The role of the minister, of course, is to ensure that standards within the county governments are maintained. So they receive funding from the National Treasury, but it is the role of the national government to ensure that standards are enforced. We have the national corridor towards Uganda, Burundi, Rwanda, South Sudan, and now towards southern Ethiopia, and indeed northern Tanzania. But we can lose it. We can lose that competitiveness if we do not invest in the railway. An efficient railway is not just having a line there, but an efficient railway. So a port supported by an efficient railway and an efficient road transport.
Engineer Kamau also hopes to revive the dead rail network in the country, though he says it should not be left to the government alone.
People should think very hard. The government provides an airport. Kenya Airways comes there, Emirates, Fly 40, all these airlines, KLM, British Airways. The railway is the same phenomena. So if we have a line, you go and buy your own trucks, locomotives. You lease the time, then we have somebody, the railway, Kenya Railways will be controlling when does train A move from this company.
Infrastructure development is key to any country's economic growth, and though he is believed to be the key architect in most infrastructural development during the Kibaki tenure, Engineer Kamau believes he will do even much more in the Jubilee government as a cabinet secretary.
That just because we have a port, it doesn't mean we are going to do business. It could be there and there are no ships that are coming. So there should be very, very serious modernization of the port at Mombasa. Airways may not expand if we do not expand our airline, and therefore they will be overtaken by other regional airlines. So the expansion of the airport, especially the Greenfield terminal, is of prime importance.
The father of two believes that his experience will be paramount to bring the madness on our roads to an end.
And working with the stakeholders, we want to work on things that can be sustained, gradually improved, to make life bearable for all of us. There is no point of us. Now we can say that we want to bring tuk-tuks. Everybody can decide that they are going to ride in their bicycle. So there has got to be a bare minimum below which public transport system below which we will say is not acceptable. Otherwise, even if we build double-decker roads, you are going to have congestion.
His work in the infrastructure development of the country stood out in the last regime, with the thicker superhighway crowning it all. However, this time around at the helm of the crucial ministry, will this be replicated? Only Kenyans will give the verdict at the end of 5 years. Reporting for Channel 1's Know Your Cabinet Secretary, I'm Ronald Owili.